All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Saturday, the 3rd of May. I'll tell you what, this has been a busy month already of tasting every night and a private event tonight in somebody's home. Yes, that's right, I will come out and drink with you in your home. You know, I mean, we'll do anything to make a buck here, no. But we have got a great tasting here in the store on Friday nights, next Friday night here, the 8th of May, and this is our annual Brunello tasting where we showcase the newest release from Montalcino, the greatest DOCG in Tuscany, and the only DOCG that's 100% Sangiovese by law, except for the 2003s. Anyways, we always show these three producers because there's always the first ones here. They're brought in by our friends from Vinifera, and by law, Brunello can't be released until its 5th year, and the 2009s, what released in 2014 in February, is the release in Italy, and usually they don't make it to the shores over here until, well, a lot of them until the fall, because most times the distributors still have the last vintage in stock and they're working on selling through it. But our friends at Vinifera are always the first people to put the wine on the floor. 2009 being touted as another very good vintage in Montalcino. You know, you can count the bad vintages on one hand. 2011, 2002, and the reason those are considered bad vintages, well, you can tell the bad vintages by when Mr. Vincenzo Abruzzese from Valdicava does not make Brunello Di Montalcino in 2002 and 11. He didn't. He just made his Rosso di Montalcino, which contained the Brunello and the Madonna in those vintages. Great producers like Valdicava do not even make wine when they have challenging years. So 2009, a warm year, a forward year, and looks like it's going to be a really easy vintage to drink on release. And like I said, we always showcase these three producers. Valdicava, one of the top producers, and he makes just 3 wines and a very small production on all 3 of them. I think 5,000 cases total production, a few hundred cases of Madonna del Piano, 1,000 cases, 2,000 cases of Brunello, and about that much of Valdicava Rosso. And all these wines, like I said, 100% Sangiovese. He said, you know, Andrew, I could not have put Cabernet in my Sangiovese in 2003 like some other people did, because I don't grow Cabernet. So he doesn't even have Cabernet in the vineyard, so it wasn't an option for him. You know, this is the only area, like I said, by law that you have to use 100% Sangiovese, and some people felt that this was the only area in Tuscany where you could make a great wine with just 100% varietal Sangiovese, and that's really not true today. We do see some great Sangioveses growing in the Chianti region and in Vino Nobile, in Montepulciano also. But we've got Castello del Romatorio, which is a little, came on the scene a few years later, in 1984. Sandro Chia, the most famous living artist in Italy, founded this winery. His son is now running it, and well, Carlo Farini is making the wines. And this is a kind of a combination between old world and new world. Vincenzo would say he is very old world. He gets deep color in his wine because of his work in the vineyards and his low yields. And these guys make a little bit of barrique in there, a little bit of new oak. So some people would say that is new world, but you know, the most famous contemporary artist in Italy, you know, he's going to try something a little different probably, and his artworks adorn all of the labels here. These guys, to me, one of the greatest examples of what new Brunello di Montalcino is all about. And then Canalica da Sopra, which is very old school. These guys, tiny producers located in the Val d'Orca, and 2,000 cases a year, and this is a producer's wine we buy every single year, year in, year out. I think we have 5 vintages on the shelf or more going all the way back to 1994. So in addition to the 2009s, we're going to show some Riservas from these properties, and we're going to show an older release just to show you why you want to keep your Brunello for 10 years in your cellar after a release from a great vintage like 2009. All right, that's what we're going to have to drink at our Brunello Di Montalcino tasting on May 8th here at the store. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.